Hello and welcome to FPL Mathematics. Let's begin. The aim of this video is to explore a different way of looking at the FPL budget of £100 million and to introduce the term power budget. We will be using simple addition and subtraction with a strong focus on percentages. In Fantasy Premier League, participants are provided with a £100 million budget to form an FPL team. The baseline cost of selecting a bare minimum team is £64 million. This would include 2 goalkeepers at £4 million, 5 defenders at £4 million, 5 midfielders at £4.5 million, and 3 forwards at £4.5 million. This leaves you with a remaining power budget of £36 million. And it is this £36 million budget that we will be focusing on today. Throughout this video, we are going to use a simple power budget overview table. There are 72 rectangles in this table, and each rectangle represents £500,000. The whole table represents the 36 million power budget. So let's start adding players to our FPL team. First player I'm going to bring in is Erling Haaland. He costs 15 million. Now that is 10.5 million above the baseline amount. We will then fill in 21 of these small rectangles to represent the 10.5 million that he is above the baseline. The next player we'll add is Mohamed Salah. He costs 12.5 million, and that's 8 million above the baseline amount for a midfielder. So for that 8 million, we're going to fill in 16 500,000 rectangles to represent that amount. Moving ahead a bit quicker, we're going to add in 3 more players. Son Heung-min for 10 million, Alexander Isak for 8.5 million, and Trent Alexander-Arnold for 7 million. Now, following the same process, the amount above the baseline is represented on the power budget overview. Now, Trent is a defender, and the baseline cost for a defender is 4 million. So 7 million take away 4 million leaves us with 3 million, and that 3 million is represented with 6 rectangles highlighted on the power budget overview. Here you can see the percentage of power budget that has been taken up by purchasing these 5 players. 85% of the power budget has been used. Now let's compare with the normal budget overview. So these 5 players cost 52.5 million. That's 52.5%. But of the power budget overview, these 5 players have taken up 85% of that budget. Now let's quickly look at the mathematics behind these percentages. In the bottom left corner, you can see the normal budget calculation of 52.5 million out of 100 million equals 52.5%. The power budget calculation is on the right and is worked out by taking 22 million, which is the cost of the baseline players, from 52.5 million, which gives us 30.5 million. 30.5 million out of 36 million equals 85%. I believe the power budget gives a better representation of the spending power of an FPL budget. Let's continue building our team. At the top, you can see that we are left with just 10 rectangles. This represents 5 million of the power budget remaining to improve our squad. Next player I'm going to add is Christopher Nkunku of Chelsea, followed by Hudson-Odoi of Nottingham Forest. Next, Munaz of Crystal Palace. Now I'm left with just 1 million, and I still have a goalkeeper, a defender, and a midfielder to add to my starting 11, as well as the 4 bench options. Before we proceed any further, let's have a look back at 3 players from the season 2023-2024. These 3 players, Areola of West Ham, Branthwaite of Everton, and Palmer of Chelsea, show that value can be found within FPL. Cole Palmer in particular had an incredible season, finishing not only as the top midfielder, but also as the top overall point scorer across the FPL season. If you brought in Cole Palmer for 5 million last season, he would have taken up 1.4% of the starting power budget. Cole Palmer had a price drop at the start of last season, and if you brought him in for 4.9 million, he would have only used up 1.1% of the starting power budget. So value can be found in baseline players. We are now going to complete the FPL team, and you can see that I've added Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa to the midfield. Next, we'll bring in the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper Carlos Miguel for 4.5 million. We have now spent all funds available from the power budget, and we'll have to use baseline players to complete the team. Barco of Brighton completes the starting 11, and other baseline players have been used to complete the bench. On the right, you can see the rounded percentages of the power budget that was used to bring players into this FPL team. Here you can see how the team lines up. Most people may find this team completely unbalanced, so Son could be downgraded to Eze, and this would give you 3 million to spread across either midfield or defence. Here are more balanced teams using that principle. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, you can contact me on X. Wishing everyone the very best for the upcoming FPL season.